We almost got thrown out of our college over an elevator. Sophomore year of college, Bowling Green State University. Me and three of my buddies, we go out on Saturday night.
Hey, this dude.
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
Last thing I remember is leaving the bars, wake up on my futon Sunday morning. And I always lived by this. I learned it from Chris Farley. Like, no matter how fucked up or wild my night got, on Sunday morning I was going to church. And whether you believe in God or not, just one of those things. Like, church is a peaceful hour to reflect, thank God for the fact that you're alive. And then you kind of reset for the week. At least that was me. Shout out Chris Farley for that. One of the best comedians ever. I wake up Sunday morning at like 7:30. That's another weird thing. Like, I tell you, the nights that I drink the most and the longest, like the drunk sig type of nights when you're not a smoker, I would wake up at like 7 or 7:30, be like feeling like $1,000,000, maybe still drunk, ready to go to 8 o'clock mass. But my hangover is always, I felt like the more I drank, the less hungover I am sometimes. It's just very weird. But when we lived in Offenhauer, which are like these twin tower dorm, ooh, terrible reference. They're these very similar tall buildings in Bowling Green. And we lived on like the 6th or 8th floor. Nice try. Get ready for church, hit the elevator button. As I get on the elevator, it's beat to shit. Someone's punched the lights out. The lights are like flickering. There's Taco Bell, like a crime scene of Taco Bell, hard shell tacos everywhere. And I'm like, damn, this is nuts. Somebody went ballistic in here. And for there to be destruction in Taco Bell in a dorm is the most Bowling Green, Ohio thing ever for anyone who's familiar with the Midwest. So I'm laughing, I'm giggling, looking around and laughing at this elevator, go to church, come back. Well, by the time I get back from church and breakfast, all my buddies are awake in the dorm. And we would all meet in our dorm. Me and my roommate, we lived together for a couple of years. We always were the open door where everyone would come in, talk bullshit, play video games, whatever. Three of my buddies I was out with, we'll call them Lau, Big Ant, and Kyle. They come in our dorm, and they're like, hey, Tom, how about that night? I don't remember shit from that night. I'm like, did you guys see somebody fucked up the elevator? And they're like, yeah, Tom, we fucked up the elevator. Mostly you fucked up the elevator. And I was like, what? I did not do that shit. I didn't do that shit. And they're like, yes, you did, Tom. When you get super drunk like that, like borderline blackout shit, as your day goes on and you start to recover, you have like little flashbacks of the night start to come to you. I remember falling in a bush before we went in the dorm.
Hey, this dude. Hey, what's up?
We had a super nice RA, and she was gorgeous. She was like a grad student, like 25, 26 years old. We were all like 19, 20-year-olds in college. She was so hot. I apparently was like all over her in the dorm. I was like Leo on the plane.
Please, bitte Hilfe!
Hilfe! Hilfe! Hilfe! Hilfe! Hilfe! Jesus Christ. Donnie, this isn't funny. You gotta untie me, buddy.
I can't untie you. The captain tied you up. He almost fucking tasered you. Why? Why?
When he takes the Quaaludes in the Wolf of Wall Street. Apparently, I was like all over her, saying all this crazy shit about how I'm into older women that like drag me onto the elevator. We left Ziggy's, went straight to Taco Bell. I bought one of those 14 taco party packs. They said we got in the elevator and all just started punching shit. So we're knocking the lights out of the elevator. I'm throwing my tacos everywhere, just punching shit. And it was a crime scene. They had the Bowling Green police, the local Bowling Green campus cops were there looking at it later in the day. My buddies were tweaking. I remember one of my buddies who didn't go out with us. He's like, you guys are going to get so much trouble, dude. They can press charges on you, blah, 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 blah. And we're like, hang on. There's no cameras in the elevator. I don't even know who it was. Well, sure enough, Sunday evening, we get an email. All of us, me and my three buddies are in the elevator with us. We got an email from the director of the dorms at Offenhauer that we were being investigated for vandalism in the building.
We had been suspects for other situations, and we could get thrown our living quarters for this.
Like all the way to the point where you get thrown out of school. And I'm not justifying, like, yeah, we fucking vandalize shit, like we should be in trouble for. But at the same time, I remember thinking, like, dude, we're all paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to go here. Like, a fraction of one of our tuitions could fix the lights in the fucking elevator, right? It was a week-long thing, and they scheduled all of our interviews at different times. We're just going to deny this shit. Like, there's nothing they can do. Like, they have no proof that we did anything in those elevators. So we're denying the shit out of this. We're like the Wolf of Wall Street scene when they're getting interviewed, where they're getting pressed by the FBI. Like,
I do not recall that. I do not recall that, okay?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Sorry, I have no recommendation of that.
No.
Jack
No.
Staff.
No idea.
I don't recall that transaction. Do you guys have any
sorry, I do not recall. That was all of us, dude. And I remember I was the last one to go, and they were all so nervous about me going because obviously I talk a lot, and I was a bit of a loose cannon, especially when I was younger. So that I would just go off about shit. And they were like, dude, Tom, don't say anything. Like, we all just said we have no idea how that happened. Just deny, and you're going to be good. It's this old, bald dude. And he's like, given the circumstances of the situation, I want you to know this is very serious. First of all, what you were saying to our residential advisor, completely inappropriate. And I'm like, yes, sir, I understand. I just wanted to ask her out. So we have a serious situation going on. There's thousands of dollars of damage done in our elevator. And I'm like, oh, really? How did that happen? And he's like, well, why don't you tell me? I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm sorry, I do not recall. And he's like, well, here's the situation. I've interviewed 3 of the other suspects who are supposedly your friends. You all went into the elevator that was perfectly fine with Taco Bell. And by the time that elevator returned to the lobby, there was 4 broken lights, dents on the side of the elevator, which appear to be from a human hand punching it, and Taco Bell everywhere. I'm like, oh, really? And you all walked in with Taco Bell. I'm like, yeah, I did have Taco Bell that night. And he's like, well, was the damage in there before? I'm like, I don't really remember, to be honest with you. And then they start on that. They always try to start like, oh, were you drinking? I'm like, no, I wasn't drinking. Like, it was 2 a.m. How? I couldn't recall that. I was sleep deprived. So we're going back and forth. And the guy's getting pissed. It's like, I know you guys broke that elevator. I know you did the damage in there. And we have the Taco Bell to prove it. And I'm like, okay, what were the items at Taco Bell? And he's like, it was hard taco shells all over the floor. Corn tortilla, taco shells all over the floor. I said, I would be upset if I was in your position too, but I know it wasn't me because I had Doritos Locos Tacos that night. He was pissed. We may not be able to prove this, but we're going to keep an eye on you guys the rest of the year. That's what he said. I'm like, all right, well, I appreciate you bringing me in. And let me know if you have anything else. So that was our first interview. This was a multiple interview thing. So he brings us in for another interview later in the week. He's like, the damage in the elevator has been fixed, but you guys are still the only active suspects we have in this investigation. And I'm like, investigation? Like, are we being federally charged for beating up an elevator and being drunk with Taco Bell? Like, what is going on right now? He pressed us all this, and the best was like we were all coming up and just laughing our asses off because once we heard there was no camera and they were like, God, we could have been doing God knows what. We could have been doing lies of coke in the elevator and you wouldn't have fucking known. So we were laughing our asses off about that shit. It went on for 2 weeks. And the best was of course, we get an email by the end of the week, the investigation is closed and just keep an eye out and try to respect the school property. Like, hey, we didn't prove it was you, but we know it was you type shit. And we're like, yeah, like, okay. After that, man, I took the stairs for a month, and it wasn't even because I was afraid to take the elevator. It's because I purposely wanted to pass that dude's office every day because he was like, I think Offenhour at the time was like the location he was like the head of all dormitories there, right? So we were just like just gaslighting the piss out of him the rest of the time. It was so funny. It was so funny. There was a few nights we came back from the bar and he would like pop out of his office. Anytime we were the group together, he would pop out of his office and see if we were fucking with shit. Oh, it was so funny. And again, I'm not promoting vandalism or saying what we did was right, but like sometimes that shit, man, like when you are I'm sure it's exhausting if you're a high school or college employee sometimes, but man, when you're that age, just getting to fuck with those people and gaslight them on stuff like, because that's the thing, like you would have thought we were murder suspects the way they were treating this elevator situation. So yeah, that's one of my all-time favorite stories. This is the most Bowling Green story ever, dude. And we were rowdy as shit in those dorms. It's amazing we didn't get kicked out later on. And that's a good note for all the college age kids out there. Like, I'm not promoting vandalism or destruction, but we all know when you're drinking growing up and you're younger, like, you're going to do dumb shit sometimes. If they do not have proof of shit, do not fucking say you did shit. You know your fucking environment. You know what's going on. Know the situation. Because, like, they will sue you. They will throw you out of school. They will charge you every dime that they can. That's just the college system and how it is. All those schools have plenty of money. If you do something dumb and it wasn't intentional or you made a true mistake, like, just cover your ass for your own good. Because you're already paying plenty of money for them to fix that type of shit through your tuition and living expenses. So that's my advice from this story. One of my all-time favorites. So shout out my boys. Of course, this could all be a real story or a movie script, but shout out my boys, Big Ant, Lau, and Kyle. That was an absolute classic. And there seriously is nothing better than, like, you drink too much where you forget parts of your night, and then it starts to, like, hit you like PTSD. It starts to hit you like these vivid flashbacks the next day as everyone's talking. Because that was actually the hardest I ever laughed was my roommate was so pissed when I was like, when they first were like, no, we fucked up the elevator. I was like, no, we didn't. My roommate wasn't out with us. He was like, yes, you fucking did, Tom. And then you came in here and you were throwing shit around before we passed out on the futon. Oh, God, that was such a funny fucking night. So that's one of my favorite BG stories of all time, an absolute classic. And yeah, we'll be back with more episodes soon. Talks with Tom.
Taking shots by the lake till I can't even breathe no more, see no more. I was riding around town thinking to myself,